Good morning, everybody. Another beautiful golden anniversary morning. Not golden anniversary. Morning is golden, as you can see. I am dead tired. Fell asleep as soon as I got home. Could have slept another 4 hours. But we're up. We're at 'em. Slowly. Lethargically. But here we go. Morning, Chuck. How you doing? Francis, hello. We're driving through Fairfield right now. Morning, Brian. Good morning, Kate. And Phil. Good morning. You guys are up early. I'm going to do... I got to go straight into the studio and grab a couple things. I don't have time to do like a full drive, unfortunately. Maybe later. Yeah, it's... oh, it's late there. Okay. Where are you, Brian? Oh, there you are, Australia. There you go. It's tomorrow already, isn't it? Brogan said, you said you were going to do nerd stuff, but you had to film the speakers. What nerd stuff did you have planned? Oh, well, the battle walks were one of them. And then in between that, just kind of roaming around aimlessly and shooting video. So, I mean, it was fun, nerd stuff, also work. There's never really, especially on anniversary days, there's never really an opportunity to take off. You know, I try to be able to do that by recording and scheduling shows in advance so that I don't have to do any of that during that week. But it's just a futile attempt. Really, the week, if you're in the history community here in Gettysburg, the time for you to have your vacation is bike week, the following week. I knew that, but I was trying to, really what it was, you know, Stephen Taft is new to the area, just moved here, and he's still in tourist mode, and traditionally they would take this week off and come down here on a family vacation. They've done it since he was little. And maybe someday he'll let us play the home videos of little nerdy him in his uniform on vacation. I said to him, oh, yeah, during the anniversary, you want to go do maybe some videos here, doing this, doing that. And he's like, well, I got vacation, you know, my family's coming down and everything. And I said, oh, right, you're still in tourist mode. He's like, I'll always be in tourist mode. And I'm like, nah, you got about 3 years. And if you work with me, you'll get jaded probably exactly at 2.5. You know, but yeah, you're going to feel like you're on vacation for the first at least 2 years of living here, maybe more. I'm sure someone in the audience will be like, I've been living here for 5 and I still feel like I'm on vacation. Okay, good for you. He said, you know, maybe you wouldn't be such a jaded, miserable, effing a-hole if you came around with me and maybe you could see how exciting it is through my eyes and be reminded of when you felt this way. And I said, you know what, Dr. Phil, you're right. And so that's when my plan became to go around. But I have to tell you, I'm still getting that feeling, that loving feeling, if you will, that I've lost by doing this, by doing the videos of the lectures, because I'm meeting a lot of listeners, which is nice, and always surprised by that, actually. And you know, yeah, and it's good to be useful. Although, man, you know, people are fucking nasty. Let me tell you that. Happy battle anniversary, everybody. People are nasty, and I don't understand why. Like, it doesn't hurt, or it doesn't, like, what bothers me about it is how pathetic you're showing yourself to be. It's like, why do you waste the time? Like somebody said on another channel that we were doing, or on another Facebook page, that we were doing the lectures, and then somebody responds to them. I think it was Gene, actually, Gene Hutchinson, and somebody responded to Gene saying, PCN does it better. Like, our first one hadn't come out yet, and we do exactly the same thing PCN does. We mic the speaker and we point the camera. You might notice it's very dark in the Ford room. We can't set up lights. As far as I'm sure, I'm gonna find out today. I have lights with me, and I'm gonna find out, because if we can, I wanna light the speaker better. Because the lighting in that room is not designed for video. So, yeah. So I don't know, like, people, like, they don't like change. They're set in their ways. Listen, I get it. I don't like change. I'm set in my ways either. But, you know, you get to a certain age and you kind of realize that whether you like it or not, whether you want it or not, the world changes with or without you. So you can either sit there with your arms folded and a furrowed brow and a big frown on your face and saying, I don't like this, it was better. Or you can move on with the world and be a part of it. And as much as I don't like change and I want to resist change, I choose to be a part of it if I can fit into it. I guess most people aren't that way. It took a lot for me to get that way, and I think most people aren't willing to tear themselves apart to rebuild. It's a very hard thing to do, and you have to basically come to the point of suicide to do it. Okay, so sunny morning, and thanks for asking that question. I save a lot of money on therapy talking to you guys, I'll tell you that much. So yeah, it's been fun. It was a long day yesterday. Went over to the seminary afterwards to do Bill Schultz's talk on Rufus Dawes and William Dawes, both of the Dawes', and that was good. He's an entertaining guy to talk to. We're supposed to get drinks tonight because his buddy came with him, and he was a producer for Red Eye when Bill was on it, and he started watching the show Tuesday, and he said he really likes it. So last night I was like, I'm really tired, I gotta go to bed, but I want to talk with you because I want pointers. I want to know what you thought about what you saw, and then the question is, should I stay or should I go? And he's like, he gave me some answers there, but we're gonna go out tonight and do that, and then yeah. So that's that. We're just, you know, going. I don't know who the lectures are today, but it should be good, and we're gonna try to get them out as quickly as possible afterwards, barring any technical issues. The internet in the Ford room is not that great. we're the only ones that have access to the Wi-Fi in that room. It's got its own Wi-Fi, but it's very slow. It's very slow. It's just that area that the building is in is not the best for cell service or any kind of service. Morning, Donald. Brogan said, thanks for the answer. Moving to the area is one of my 5 future dream futures, LOL. Well, a lot of people are doing that, and I have to tell you all that the more you keep doing it, and I say this fully aware of the hypocrisy, the more you all keep moving here, the less it's going to be what you fell in love with, because it's already turning into that. And now move to an area 15, 20 minutes away, and you help preserve Gettysburg. But the problem is it doesn't matter. The cat's out of the bag. Move here, let's just get it over with and destroy the area, because that's where it's headed, and it's a shame. And I know this because I come from the land of urban sprawl, North Jersey. And there's more and more cookie cutter neighborhoods going up. There's a local realtor / developer who's trying to destroy Fairfield with houses. And luckily Fairfield's putting up a fight, but they'll lose that ultimately. And it's a shame. It's a real shame. It's a beautiful area. And I remember as a kid in the area that I grew up in, Parsippany, my parents didn't grow up there. They grew up near there. But I remember my dad telling me as we would drive through, he goes, when I was a young liquor salesman, this whole area was nothing but farms. And I couldn't imagine what that looked like because all I saw was nothing but development. And so maybe that's where that comes from. That was instilled in me at a young age that things change. Rarely, not always for the better. But natural beauty, agricultural beauty is fragile. And if there's a buck to be made, there's going to be some vampire coming in trying to make the buck. It's always worse when they're from the area, but because you would think that they would want to protect it like you do. But it's also bad when they're from out of the area because then they're just carpetbaggers. All right, I meant to go down Confederate Avenue for you. I have a little bit of time. I'm going to turn around and do it. Sorry. Faye Boggs says jealousy. I don't know if they're jealous. I don't think they're content creators. They're just the Volk. But maybe you're right. I read about that PCN and thought, why? I read that about PCN and thought, why? Well, what did you read about PCN? I haven't been on that much. I only see what people show me. Morning, Gaslight. Dirt bike. The heat sure was oppressive on the battlefield yesterday. Yeah, the day didn't start off bad, but man, by the end of the day, it was hot. HAWT. Riding the Dutch gal. Riding the Dutch gal. Good morning. I'm hanging. Thank you. Brogan says, gotta go melt in the sun at work. Have a good one. Look forward to watching more speakers tonight and nerding out with you. Thank you. The ZG85, hello from Europe. Hello. How are you? How are things in Europe? See, there's a lot of fires of historic, traditional, cultural, iconic buildings. Yes, this is the U.S. This is Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Blueberries says, keep doing what you're doing, Matt. You are the man. Well, I know. We need to make more realize that to keep doing what I'm doing. Otherwise, it, gets old. But, thank you. Thank you for that. Good morning, Michael. Michael Stump, I haven't seen your name in a while, I believe. That sounds like a blast from the past, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen a lot of names, a lot of Michaels, so maybe I'm wrong. But that feels like a familiar name. I'm talking like old school. Dave Hartman says, thanks for all the videos yesterday. We appreciate all your work. Thank you. We have more coming today, more coming tomorrow. Tomorrow, I am going to be working at the reenactment, and so Derek and Tad are on their own. And I will be praying long and hard. Things in Europe. Did I say your name was GZ or ZG? Did I get it right? Maybe I've developed dyslexia all of a sudden, or maybe a dyslexic memory. That could be. Either way, things in Europe are, well, Europe-ish. Nothing special. Amish state, greetings from Croatia. Oh, Croatia, nice. Yes, we have Amish here, not directly here. There's some Amish here, Mennonites, etc. But Amish country is considered Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is about an hour or so from here. I don't know, long enough where if I have an appointment there, I have to like plan my whole day around it, and because it's a little bit of a drive. I also just don't like long drives, and a long drive to me is over a half hour. I used to love them, but now I have back problems, so I can't do them. Fraser Baby says, have a great day, Matt. Stay hydrated. Oh, don't worry. It is ice cold. Let me tell you this. I'll do a little plug for coming to the lectures. It is ice cold in there. Also, I counted the chairs. There's 106 chairs. So that's less than what the theater holds. So if you're coming, keep that in mind, because they had to turn a lot of people away yesterday. They're ticketing the events today, so you have to come and get a ticket. The tickets are free, but you have to get a ticket like you would for a winter lecture. So if there's a lecture that you really want to catch, come early. I understand, I think Matt Atkinson is doing another one tomorrow. So of course they turned like 200 people away for that one, and they let I feel like they shouldn't do this. They let people stay and like reserve their chairs, which the vast majority of the people do stay. So I don't think it's fair to the people waiting in the hallway. Maybe that'll change today. Maybe they might realize that themselves and change it, because then it's like, I think they should make you get back in line, because it's a different one every time, and of course, when it was Matt's lecture yesterday, like 20 people left and 80 stayed, so there weren't a lot of people that were allowed in. So so make sure you get there in time to get a ticket for what you want, because there's limited space. But The air conditioning was so wonderfully cold that at one point Derek and I said, I got to go outside and thaw off a little bit. Thaw out, excuse me. And we went outside, and at that point in the day, the real heat hadn't hit us. So it wasn't terrible. Let me turn it to the so it wasn't terrible yet. And it didn't really do much to thaw us because it was just, a regular hot day. But by the time we left the building at the end of the day, I felt like that famous shot in Lawrence of Arabia when they do the transition of the blazing sun and the orchestra hits all the ugly high-pitched notes on their instrument. That's what it felt like. So it's hot. It's hot, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking at the thermometer now. 79 degrees Fahrenheit. For those of you elsewhere, I don't know how to convert that. But it's hot. It is hot. It says, oh, not sure what state was called the Amish state. Well, we call it Amish country, and it's within a state. By the way, biggest Croat community in the U.S. is in Pittsburgh. I believe it. You have a big Polish community there, a lot of Eastern Europe settlement over there, it seems. And I think that's why Pittsburgh has a different flavor, Dirtbike says, get there at least 40 minutes before lecture time. Yeah, at least. Derek's grandma really wanted to see Matt yesterday, and I said, well, you better tell her to get here now. And he's like, why? It's not even 9 o'clock. And I go, yeah, I know, but there's going to be a line, and she might not make it. And luckily, because she's a relative of the guy working for a VIP, which would be me, she was raced to the front of the line and got to go in, Matt. So that's good. Good for the man. Gotta admire that, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta admire that. U.S. roads look so empty. No cars, no traffic. So slow and calm. I dare to drive over here where I am. I would be terrified. I've seen video of European driving in roads, and everybody's crazy. We're crazy here too, but in different ways. Like, everybody's calm and docile, but if you cut us off, then we chase you down and shoot you. So it's different. It's different. But it's ass crack early over here. That's what we call it. It's 7:10, 10 after 7 in the morning. And I don't know what that converts to in Croatian time, but 7 is usually the 7th hour of the day, and then it starts again in the evening. You probably have the same clock as we do. What am I thinking? I'm thinking of trying to do shtick at 7:10 in the morning, and it's not working real well. Anyway, we're out on the battlefields. It's a weekday, so most people are still working. And I think, most of the tourists are going to be in town this weekend. The diehards take off to come here for anniversary programming during the week. But the more casual one, or the ones who can't take off, will come on the weekend. And the weekend is where there's a lot of events as well. We got the reenactment, that brings people in. So, yeah, but I love it. No, I love... there's smoke on the horizon. Uh-oh. Wonder what that is. Or is that steam from the electric plant? Well, we'll find out. It's not black smoke, so I think we're okay. Or maybe that's just a weird cloud hovering at the horizon. We'll find out. But it's a hazy, hot, and humid day, ladies and gentlemen, here in Gettysburg. It's hard to see. You are crazy because you're armed. No, we're armed because there are crazies. You see? See the diff? See the diff? It all started because a bunch of crazies thought that man should be free. And in order for him to be free, he must be able to arm and defend himself. And then in order for him to maintain that freedom, he must retain the right to arm and defend himself. Because there are crazies and there are tyrants out there, and they want to control everybody else. And so they do things like, oh, so many things, like we had during COVID. And a lot of good the guns did then. But the point I'm trying to make is that is the idea behind it. That is the idea. And that's why governments fear armed populace. Not because they murder each other, but because they might defend or try to gain freedom. Also, we used to have a thing here, it's an archaic idea now, but we used to have a thing called personal responsibility, and you were taught how to properly and respectfully handle a firearm. Something has changed. I mean, that's still taught, and real firearms people handle it with care and respect, but then you get the morons who, because they have the right, they exercise the right, and then do something stupid and ruin it for the rest of us. Grant says, do you consider releasing the lectures more slowly? No, sir. People came here expecting to see them on the battlefield. People then are unable to get into the lectures simply because of space limitations. And it is the anniversary. There's many reasons why to do it now. It's the anniversary, so online people are looking, and you see the smoke? I don't know if you can make it out. But anyway, so people online are looking for Gettysburg content, and there's a lot of it out there already. So try to catch that wave if you can. Because if I wait on it, there's no point in putting it out. I might as well wait until next year. There's just no point in putting it out. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I don't know if that's smoke or if it's like pesticide or something, but it's a fucking horrible, maybe it's fertilizer, I don't know. But it stinks. It doesn't stink like fertilizer, but it could be like a chemical fertilizer. All I know is we're all breathing it in and gonna die. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Steve, good morning. Where are you at the battlefield now? Well, now I'm on the Emmitsburg Road. I don't know where I was when you asked. Sorry about that, Steve. Flying Flynn says, good morning, Mac. Greetings from Portage. Thanks for capturing the lectures for us. You're welcome. Thanks. Please send Chris Gwynn some nice emails and thank yous for that. Because that was him. He asked me to do it. The thought never crossed my mind until 5 o'clock the night before last, when he emailed me. And, it is, when your federal government comes begging hat in hand, please, you are our only help to save the country right now. And what do you do? What do you do, ladies and gentlemen? You answer the call and you serve. What was I going to tell you? Yeah, no, really. Please send him some emails and thank him for doing that, because that's the guy you should thank. I would do this anyway if I had thought of it I love to do it. I'm happy to be able to provide it to you guys. It wouldn't have happened if Chris didn't ask me to do it. So, mad props to Mr. Gwynn. Okay, I can't tell if this haze is what I'm smelling, so I'm gonna just go to the old AC. Morning, Jeff. So his nickname is basically my first name, but European version. What is yours? Mateus? Mateus? Great thing for you. Yeah, it is a great thing for me. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Again, I have to fight the algorithm, so that might not exactly be the case, but we'll see. The ZG happy he saw a car. Yeah, they're starting to come out now. Rich Snyder says, Chris Gwynn equals class. I'm glad he reached out to you, and you guys are doing a great job. Thank you very much. Grant AI. I like that name, Grant. Stick with this one. This is a good one. Grant AI. Anyway, he says, Matt is the best. He told me himself. Thanks for the hard work this week. So much content I'm trying to keep up with. Well, I think really you can spread the word. The only content to watch is what we've been putting up. Everything else is just filler in between the release of our shows. By the way, new one, I believe it's premiering now. So if you want to leave this, that's quite all right. You can watch this later, but go watch the premiere of Civil War Wounds with Dr. Craig Miller, because as soon as it's over, I'm taking it down just to make you go give it good numbers. I'd rather that get the good numbers than this, folks, if you're in a mindset to help, okay? Okay, there you go. Flying Flint says, Chris Gwynn reached out to you, Matt, for a reason. Yes, that is true. That is true. I am aware. So yeah, this looks like smoke. Explain fight algorithm if you can. I wish I could. I just know that I have to fight what it wants me to be versus what I want my channel to be. I want my channel to be like a TV channel with various forms of Gettysburg related or Civil War related content. It wants me to be Ask a Gettysburg Guide, and sometimes it wants me to be that and driving videos. But yeah, and that's why we're starting a new channel for addressing history, because addressing history is going to be a little more, it's not going to be a podcast like addressing Gettysburg. It's going to be more of like documentary style or TV show style, different things like that. Grant AI says, Chris G, new AG, would do a good job. Well, it does seem that way, and he seemed very pleased at the end of the day yesterday. Couldn't believe that he was watching them already. And I said, listen, Chris, of course. And he said, exactly. Morning, Ken. Steve says, I'm curious, do you have a rough idea on how many years of service Matt Atkinson has? He's actually, and a lot of people, I'll ask him if I see him today, but a lot of people won't believe this, but Matt has been in the Park Service for 62 years. He's actually very, very old, but they let him stick around because he also helps mop the floors. and you know, things like that. It's very helpful. I'm gonna guess, this is just a guess, and then we'll find out when I ask him later. And then remember to ask me again next time I do one of these videos. But I'm gonna guess he might be getting close to 30 years. No, I'm gonna say 25, between 25 and 30, that's what I'm gonna say. Might be at 30 already. I don't know, I'll ask him. That's a good question. Grand AI says, Atkinson was a Gettysburg veteran, 10 years when I first started watching Park Service lectures, so he's been around for ages. Yeah, I remember the first video of him with, I think it was his first talk with him and Troy. And Troy just retired, and he had already been I think Troy had already been working, and Matt was new. He had hair. So I'm guessing he was in his 20s. He's now in his early 80s. And so you do the math there. Yeah, 10 years ago, he was a 10-year veteran. Yeah, and I think he started when, well, he started here. I don't know where he might have been before. But I think he started here in the 2000 aughts. So 04, 05, something like that. I moved here in 05, and I think he started just before or just around the time I started. They call it the era of the Mats, when things really started to fall apart. Yeah, so here, I'm going to show you this thing. See the, right out there, it looks like it could be clouds. It's not, it's smoke. It's some kind of smoke. But it stinks. "60 Seconds says federal retirement eligibility is 57 with 30 years, age 60 with 20, or age 62 with 5. Wait, I could work for the federal government for 5 years and retire at age 62? Man, I got into the wrong line of work. Oh no, what is that? It is coming from it looks like it's coming from the power plant. Oh, can you imagine? Could you imagine the power plant blows up or catches fire in this day and age when we need air conditioning more than we need air itself? All right, let's see, 7:26. I'm gonna stop here, get a coffee, run to the studio, head to the VC. Oh man, it's like I am very cranky sometimes in the morning. Sometimes I'm up and at 'em and I'm like, yeah, let's tackle the day. Other times I'm very cranky. But it's good to actually talk out the crank, because then, you know, then I won't yell at Tad at work today. You know, Tad and Stephen Taft have been just, I said to them yesterday that they're godsends, and I mean it. And they're doing a great job. Well, let's take a look here at the Jeb Stuart monument. Federal pensions are based on years of service, so a couple of years wouldn't really help. Oh yeah, no, I figured that, but still, I don't know. Retirement to me is something that I'll never have. I'll die working, not because I don't want to retire, but because that just wasn't a thing I was able to save up for, and I've started saving for it, but there's no way it's going to grow to anything that is going to amount to anything. So, yeah, I'll just be one of those people that works till he drops dead. Comes in a wheelchair, broken body, missing limbs probably from some horrible flesh-eating bacteria that I, couldn't get to the doctor in time enough. And then they're like, well, we have to take it off. That type of thing. So I never really bothered to figure out anything for retirement because it just seems like a dream, a vestige of the past that, as we go on, the generations will not be able to achieve. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun to see everybody just dropping dead at their jobs. Yeah. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Go and enjoy Civil War wounds, and we'll talk to you later. Don't forget, when you see all the shit, help us fight the algorithm and share the videos everywhere. And talk to you later.